Yo, K-Pace Guy here. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to something that's going to be a little bit different. So last night, I posted on YouTube in the little forum, the little thread, I posted a picture of my home theater and I said to you guys, if I sold all 7 of my speakers, would you guys purchase them? And the reason why I said that is because I really am highly considering selling my system that I have now for a crazy price and crazy good price, that is, and getting something totally different. So what today's video is going to be about is how do you purchase speakers, how to go about purchasing speakers, what do you look for, how do you find what brand's the best. We're going to go and do that together because I'm actually on the market looking for new speakers. So I'm going to show you guys how I go through the process of how I determine what speakers I want to bring in my home, especially when I can't go out and listen to them before I purchase them. So guys, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because when I post things on that thread, when I post things to YouTube that aren't videos, only subscribers can see that content. And when I sell things, I sell them to subscribers first before I go to like eBay or Amazon or Craigslist or wherever. I sell them to you guys first because I like to give back to my subscribers. You guys have been here for a while. Most of you guys have been here for a while. And the new people are coming in every day. And of course, I want to give back to you guys because you guys give so much to me. So I sell my stuff first. So make sure you're a subscriber because I give great bargains on things you guys really like. So yes, I'm looking at selling my speakers, and what I have is the old Polk Audio flagship speakers, the Polk Audio LSIM series. That's the 707s, the towers, the 706C, that's the center channel, the 703s, those are the bookshelves, and then a 702FX, which if you're an old head, you've seen them in my theater before, those are the bipole speakers. Huge speakers, right? So I used to have a 7.0 channel system in here, 7 channel system in here, but I have a 5 currently. So I'm looking to swap out all my speakers and buy some new ones. So how do you go about buying new speakers? Well, for me, I've been around a while with the audio industry, so I kind of know what brands to look for and what brands to stay away from. But you guys may not be familiar with what's good and what's bad. So the first thing you want to do when you're looking for new speakers on the market is go out there and just figure out what you want. What are you looking to accomplish in your home theater? Do you want a 5-channel system, meaning front left, front right, center, and then some surrounds? Do you want a 7-channel system, a 9-channel, 11-channel? Do you want Dolby Atmos? Do you want to keep it 2-channel? What do you want to do? That's the first thing you want to find out. What are you looking to accomplish in your home theater? Once you know how many speakers you want, how involved you want your sound system to be, you want to figure out what sound you're looking for. So say you're more music heavy, movies every now and then, but you're more music heavy. Well, you want to find a speaker that's known to be really good with music, or a company, a brand that's really good with music, like KEF, or even Paradigm is really good at music, ELAC, people like that. You want to be able to find those kind of names to suit your style. If you're more for the home theater, you may want a Klipsch, you may want an SVS. There's some things like that. So figure out what you really want to accomplish and then go find speakers that can do that. They'll help you narrow down what you're looking for. Now that you kind of have an idea of what speakers you want, or basically what you want out of those speakers, you got to make sure the speakers fit your room. So speakers come in all different shapes, all different sizes. Commonly we have a bookshelf speaker, which is a small little speaker you can usually hold in your hand, or maybe kind of carry it like this. A small speaker meant to not take a lot of space, but still give you pretty good sound. Maybe not the best on bass, but really good with overall sound, and it keeps the footprint small. There's big speakers like tower speakers, floor-to-ceiling speakers that stand about yay high, maybe here, a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit taller. And those are really to give you the best boom, the best thunder for your buck. Gives you the most bass, probably has maybe the best sound quality sometimes. So you have to find a speaker that fits your room. So if you have a smaller room, you don't want to put a big speaker in there because the smaller the room, and the bigger the speaker, the more problems you're going to have with that given speaker. Your room really plays a factor in how your speakers are going to sound. So you want to put a speaker that makes sense for your room or you're not going to like it. And vice versa. If you have a large room, you may want to get a large speaker to fill that space. A small bookshelf in a really large room will struggle to fill the whole room with sound, and you may struggle to get a good bass reproduction out of it as well. Trying to fill a big room with a small driver just isn't possible. It's just natural acoustics. So you want to find a speaker that's going to fit in that room. So find a speaker that you know that's going to be a good size for you, and then go from there. Now, speaker size versus room size isn't just the battle. When you have a speaker of certain sizes, you have to accommodate that with the rest of the furniture in your home. So for example, subwoofers are a big one. Subwoofers tend to be, really short, but they may be really wide, maybe really deep, whatever the case is. Those can cause problems in your home theater too. Some people buy subwoofers that are too big for their space and don't know where to put it. A lot of people, when they buy speakers, they keep in mind, how does this look in my room aesthetically? Is it gonna look nice? Will the wife accept it? Those kind of things play a factor too when you're looking for size of speakers as well. So you may have a large room, but if your wife's not happy with a big speaker, then you're gonna have to choose the wife or the speaker. And I think I know what you're gonna choose, probably the speaker. Just kidding. But you have to find a speaker that's gonna fit in your room based off your decor, because you may not have the placement options that you need. Some speakers may be too small and then they don't fill the room. Some speakers are too big and you have nowhere to put them. So keep that in mind as well when you're looking for speakers. Now this topic is subjective, and it's the price point. That's gonna play a huge factor in what speakers you get at the end of the day. What's your budget? Do you have time to save up for a little bit more? Are you tight on money right now? Those kind of things are really subjective, so I don't like really getting into that, because what's expensive to one person may not be expensive to another. So I'll let you guys decide that. But your budget and what you're looking for will really help you find the speakers of your needs. Now typically, generally, the more money you put into your sound system, the more sound you'll get out of your sound system. Sometimes. Sometimes it's not true. Some things are overpriced, some things perform better at a lower price point than maybe their competitors. But have a good budget and you'll kind of get an idea of what works and what doesn't work based off your price point. Money is a big factor in what's going to be in your home. If you can't afford it, then maybe look at something in the lower line. For example, the Polk Audio LSIM 707s, that's the big tower, but they have a 705 that's just below it. That's as good, but maybe not the best, but it lowers the price point for you so that you can get something good in your home without breaking the bank. So price point's going to play a big factor. So not only do you have to play for room size, you have to play for what kind of acoustics are you looking for out of your speaker, music, movies. You also have to pay attention to how much it's going to cost you. Now we know the most ideal thing is to go out and try to find the speaker you're looking for and listen to it, but we all know that that's not always the case. Sometimes you don't have the means to go drive out and listen to that certain speaker, or maybe it's an online only retailer, so you can't go out and listen. So what do you do when you can't go hear the speaker you're considering? Well, reviews and forums are your best friend. YouTube videos, AVS forums, comments, reviews on the websites of your manufacturers. Those things will give you a really good idea of what speakers can and cannot do. And the way you want to read reviews, again, your ear is different from everybody else's, so what sounds great to them may not sound great to you and vice versa. But reviews will give you a good idea of what speakers can and cannot do, what speakers are good, what speakers aren't, but they also give you ideas of what brands are good as well. So if I'm looking at like a KEF R9, one of their upper lines of their reference series, the KEF R9, most people would say, wow, fantastic speaker, really good for the price, beautiful speaker, great bass, tight mid-range. They may say something a lot like that. And then you'll get some people who say, oh, absolutely terrible, it's worse than this speaker's better, da, 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 da. They give you a lot of different info that's very, very valuable to you. But here's how you pick what's true and what's not. The more people say about one thing is probably more true than the few people who said this. So if 80% of people are saying great bass response, beautiful speaker, looks great, sounds great, versus the few people who are saying absolutely sucks, I hated it, sent it back immediately. You want to go with what most people are saying. You don't want to disregard the bad reviews. Read those and see, does that kind of sound like something you would say? Or maybe is this bass response that they tell you that it has, is that a bass response you want? Listen to the bad, but take the more general population as the overall overview of that speaker. It'll help you when you can't listen to a speaker themselves. When I'm looking for a speaker, I look for reviews everywhere. Amazon, the the site itself, the manufacturer site itself, YouTube videos of it. I read everything I can find on a speaker before I buy it, and then I continue to do reviews after I purchase it just for being excited that I'm getting one. So that's usually how I come to a conclusion on what speakers that I want. And again, reviews, forums, comments, YouTube videos, they will tell you not only how good or bad that certain speaker is that you're looking for, but it'll tell you the reputation of that that manufacturer as well. So make sure that when you're looking for a speaker and you think you found one, read the reviews if you can't go out and listen to it on your own. Now the final point in how to choose your speakers that most people may look over the most when they're choosing speakers is the audio equipment that you have already. How do they complement each other? How do they work together? For example, my Marantz. I know personally that Marantz is known more for the music side. They're more what people call lifeless, because they're more of a neutral sound, not a lot of sparkle to it necessarily. Really good on bass response, but there's some receivers and amplifiers out there that give a little bit more. It's more of a neutral sound of Marantz. So maybe I want a speaker that kind of counteracts that. Maybe I want a speaker known for a lot of bass, because maybe I want a lot of bass out of my front stage or something like that, you know? Or maybe I like the neutral sounds. I don't want to get a speaker that's going to color that too much. I want a speaker that sounds neutral to match with my neutral receivers so that everything sounds as one. Maybe my receiver is really known for bass, or maybe really high registers, has a lot of treble to it. And I want a speaker to kind of tame that. Maybe I'll look for a speaker that's not known for a lot of high-end, like a Klipsch with their horns. They're known for a more exciting sound. Maybe I'm not after that. And so I want to find a speaker that's going to complement my receiver or my amplifier or my preprocessor. That's something that you really have to take in consideration, because a lot of times speakers sound bad because of the things that you're feeding into your speaker, if that makes any sense. I've seen a lot of comments on my YouTube channel where people say, I absolutely hate these speakers because I tried these and it sounded terrible, da da da. So I ask them, so what are you using to power them? Well, I'm powering them with this 25 watt, da 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 da, and they're about 300 watts RMS, da da. So you want to make sure that you're complementing your speakers with good equipment, because your equipment can affect your speakers as well, and vice versa. So when you're out there looking for speakers, if you already have your equipment that you know you want, make sure that they complement each other. Make sure that the power that the receiver can give matches pretty close to what your speakers are, or you're going to have problems in the future with a lack of power or a lack of sound, a lack of enthusiasm, all that stuff. So make sure you're really paying attention to what you're going to be pairing your speakers with, so that you get the best performance out of your receiver and your best performance out of your speakers as well. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for my kind of overview on how I like to buy speakers, how I go about it. There's really no right way. There's a recommendation so you can save yourself some money and some heartache and some shipping and stuff. So there's a right way to do it per se, but there really isn't a dedicated way to buy speakers. But that's kind of my advice for them. I wanted to share that with you guys because I'm most likely going to get rid of mine slowly. I'm going to sell all of mine and then slowly piece a whole new system together, and that's going to allow you guys to get exposed to new speakers and see why I picked them. And it's just new content for you and a new fresh home video for me. So guys, stay tuned for that, because I'm looking to sell them. For people who are wondering what price I'm looking to sell them for, I'm not really looking for a lot of money out of them, because I know they're pretty inexpensive currently right now, brand new in box. So I'm looking to get around $2,500, $3,000 between there for all 7 speakers. Again, that's the front speakers, the 707s, that's the center channel 706C, bookshelves 703s, and then the bipoles are 702FX. I'm looking to get about $2,500-ish out of that whole system at the end of the day, and that'll go towards starting my new home theater, guys. So if you're interested, my email down here is xboxtube@live.com. You can also find me on Instagram at kpaceguy, and you can DM me. We can talk about it, see what you got, see where you live, and we can work something out, guys. So if you are interested, hit me up in one of those places. Other than that, guys, make sure you're subscribed. See you next time. Have a good day. Peace.